Welcome to Casual Conversations. I am your host, Ryan Bean, here with my talented co-host, Elena Sweetser. And as you can see, we're in a nice warm house because it is a very, very cold Texas day. And
Texans don't mess around.
We are
have our pool noodles. We're not going outside.
Exactly. The fire pit's still when it's like 70 degrees outside to keep taking off. But thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you guys being here as always. And
we're back, baby.
We are back. So
last week we talked about, it was Ryan's topic, and we talked. It
was your topic. Yep, it was your topic.
But it kind of correlated with your topic the week before. But our topic last week, we talked about pettiness. Why is it there? How do we deal with it? What does it mean? What can it do to us as a person? All the things. So if you want to listen on that one, go back and listen.
It was a good one because it really opened up a lot of eyes. Actually opened my eyes to a lot of things I've done in the past. It also opened up, I think, a lot of good conversation about just things in general between business, personal, kids, all kinds of things. So yeah, absolutely. And relationships is a big one for sure. And all those type of things. So I always enjoy the conversations, but I think as the conversations we get deeper into them, I end up learning a lot more from them.
Well, it takes us like 5-10 minutes to be like, oh yeah, and this thought, and this.
Well, the problem is that's the issue, right? We're always blindsided by the topic. Yeah. Well, we're blindsided by the topic, and that's the whole idea. So as we're sitting there having a conversation, things start replaying in your head. You start remembering past things, how you overcome certain situations, and that's what makes the conversations more raw. So
today is Ryan's topic.
Yeah.
Don't disappoint.
I'm going to try not to, but I think that I chose today's topic simply because it's something I think is very critical to both of our careers and what we have to juggle. But it also comes up because we get comments from our friends on a regular basis on how do we do all the things that we do. Because they look at it as how do we have the time? So I thought, what better topic than to discuss time management and how we juggle all of it, how we manage being parents, running businesses, managing people, leading people, having a podcast, date nights with our families, setting up things, one-on-ones with our kids. And I thought it'd be a good thing to talk about today. So time management. How does Elena Sweetser, for our listeners out there, I see, and again, I think I'm busy, but I see when I scroll my Facebook, I'm seeing posts from her with her real estate. I'm seeing drone videos coming into her houses. I'm seeing her singing a cappella in people's homes. I see her at jiu-jitsu. I see her all over the place.
You've never met Linda Benavides, my mother. That woman is a busy bee.
Yeah.
She's all over. And I get told I'm a lot like my mom. I will honestly say that I am still, believe it or not, working on time management. And what I mean by that is being more efficient with things.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I get things done, but I could be more efficient with it in my energy.
It comes with a lot of complaints, right? Because you want to, I get the same way. I take it on. Yes, I could do it. Yes, I could do it. It adds stress to myself. Then I get testy and then I get snappy at people because I took on extra stuff that I'm with you. I'm the same way.
You're like, okay, just gotta go to bed and do it again tomorrow. Just get through the week, right? So I would say that also ties into procrastination, which I think that could be a good coupling topic today, because I think how we do it is we plan.
Yes.
You have to have a plan. And it's so silly. And my coach made me do this. Well, I started doing it, but he made me fine tune it. So literally I have a checklist of things I do every day, and I'm still adjusting it. Right. And as long as I do those things on my checklist every day, then I can manage what I need to do.
Are you one of those people that if you hit all those things and then you accomplish extra stuff, then you write it down just to put a check mark next to it?
Oh, no. I do a happy dance.
Because I know people like that. Like, okay, I checked all these things down. I was ahead of schedule. So I got 4 other things accomplished. So they'll write it down on their to-do list just so they can say they put an extra check mark by it. She is one of those people, I can tell.
Probably.
I'm one of those people too. I'm one of those people too. So I agree. I think it comes down to a plan. I think that, one, I live off my calendar now. That's not for everybody. Spontaneity is not in the cards for the Bean household. My wife lives off the schedule, but she has to be that way. So I think a lot of the reason I am that way, one, business-wise, is I've gotten busier and I've moved up in my career. I've got a lot more responsibility. I'm responsible for a lot more people. So time management is extremely key. I think a lot of people don't recognize how much downtime they truly have. I think a lot of people can accomplish so much more, but it's where they put that time. I'm with you. I'm constantly tweaking it because I'm constantly trying to find out ways on how I could be better, faster, how I can accomplish more. But I have to be busy, man. Like, I'm just one of these people that every now and then it's nice to sit idle. Every now and then it's nice to be lazy. But I believe I'm also one of these people that
busy's not boring.
if I'm not busy and I was that way, I would become a very lazy person. Yeah. Not lazy from a work aspect or doing things like that, but I would become I would make a lot more excuses of why I can't go work out, why I can't do certain things. And I think when people look at how much downtime they have, right? You take your work schedule out of it. You take your, how much you eat when you're making food, sleeping, all of that stuff. There's still a lot of hours left in the day. What's crazy to me is I see a lot of people that are always saying, I can't believe you do this, 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 and this. How are you doing it? Are the same people have a conversation with me and say, oh, I watched an entire series of a show in 2 weeks, or I binge watched an entire series in one weekend. And, I think it's for where they put their time, but I think it's a critical piece, because for anyone to get successful, in my opinion, you've got to be structured. You got to have things written down. You got to have goals. You got to have checklists that you want to accomplish. And that way you go through every day and you feel, okay, I did a lot today.
Now, when I say my checklist, I mean, people might think it's silly, but literally it's called the daily checklist for success. And it's a wake up time. And then when I read so coffee, affirmations, business book, Kian wakes up, cuddle with Kian, cartoons with Kian, leave Kian for daycare. I literally break down my time. Mm-hmm. Now, I've been off a couple weeks because I've been insanely busy with work, all the influx of business hit me. But I have to have, that's just how my brain works. I have to have that structure. And like I said, for some people, that might sound, well, I don't want my days to be like that. To me, that's an outline. And so if I'm 2 minutes behind on waking up or waking my set up, okay, it's 2 minutes, but I'm still following an outline.
No,
it's like a walking trail,
right? Yeah, and it's not for everybody, right? And I think some people they want to be spontaneous. They can't. Hey, what are we doing this weekend? I don't know. I'll figure it out Friday night. What I'm doing on Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, Cole was definitely one of those guys, right? I maybe was kind of like that, more of a hybrid until I met my wife, and then that ship sailed, because she is like you, right?
Well, you have the ask Allison. What are we doing this weekend, honey?
Guys, 1,000%. Like, she keeps me. I'm like, guys, I don't think people recognize when I literally tell them, like, guys, I have no clue because I don't care to know. I don't care. So it's like, those are the type of things like, well, what are you doing this weekend? I don't know.
Well, so I'm from New Mexico originally, and every other year my siblings live in California, and we all have children around the same age. So every year we go to Albuquerque, and we stay there in my family's house and spend Christmas. And I'll never forget, it was 2 Christmases ago, we were going to New Mexico, and I sent my family an itinerary. Because we all had, so my sister stays at her in-laws there, and then my brother and his wife and their little boy stayed at our house. But with nap times, different, because they're in California time, we're Texas, so now we're an hour behind, they're an hour ahead. So I was like, okay, I want to use up as much time together as possible. And I remember when I sent that, my sister was like, what is this? And I was like, this is something so we can be as efficient with each other's times as possible. Like, I even put in buffers of the naps for the kids, the activities. Oh my God, you and my wife are the same person. So like, I sent it to Allison, and she was like, I love this. Yeah, of course she does. It's exactly what she wants to do. I will tell you, it's unbelievable. Okay, I'm not that crazy, people. Okay, I live off a list as well. I have my highlights of things I have to get accomplished, and then I've got the things that I hope to get accomplished throughout the day. So I'm a little bit more relaxed. But see, again, people that aren't like you will think you're crazy, right? A lot of people will go, "Oh my God, I can't live that way. I can't live on." But correct, and that's the difference. You hit it right there. And it's crazy to me because Allison will get a lot of grief from her siblings and even her mom. Like, oh my gosh,
why do you have an itinerary, or your sister, you know, because they're wound a different way.
Right.
And what they don't understand is like, guys, I like to be busy.
Yeah.
This is not me trying to be someone or me trying to squeeze.
Being busy, I think you like to have direction.
Yeah, I do. I'm like, and I like to have a checklist. I like to have things that I know that I want to get accomplished. Like you said, I want to maximize my day, and I still don't do it because I still make excuses on my, you know. And again, I'm trying to get better at it, right? Because I'm also, you know, let's go to the gym, Dad. And I could find myself making excuses why not to go. Like today, I'm going to go this afternoon, you know, or because my son's like, hey, when I get done with, you know, with work, I want to go tonight. Okay, I'm going to go with you. I'll meet you over there. So, but it's on the calendar, right? So I said, buddy, put it on the calendar, because if I put it on the calendar, then I know that it's okay. I have to get it done. It's an accomplishment for me. It's a checklist that I have to have. But I think other people just thrive in those situations. Other people want to go kind of fly by the seat of their pants, and everyone's different. I could just tell me, Allison hates wasting time, and I learned a lot of this from my wife. And she maximizes the most of every day. She loves to keep herself busy. Part of it is the ADD in her. So with her, it's okay. I've got to keep my mind going. Even if we sit down and watch a movie, I can do that all day because I'm finally like, okay, I'm mentally exhausted. I can sit on the couch, be completely lazy, watch a 3-hour movie. I don't even want to get up. Allison has to have a book in her hand. She has to have her phone in her hand. She has to have the laptop on her where she's kind of second, you know, kind of watching the movie, but still kind of, you know, on her laptop doing something. And I used to hammer her for it because I'm like, babe, you have to learn how to relax. You got to learn how to chill. And she's like, Ryan, this is me chilling. This is me relaxing. They can't. And you can't force everyone to be like you. So just because I can have that downtime, I can shut off that switch. She doesn't have the ability to. So, and again, to her, she enjoys it. So like everyone gets upset because, well, I'm just sitting here relaxing and I'm watching you still do stuff. So it's hard for me to relax. And Allison's like, Ryan, please relax. I know you need this. I know you need that time to chill. And she's like, I don't need it. So as long as we have that agreement, and it's like, literally, she truly means that. Like, Ryan, take a nap today. I'm going to get the kids out of the house. I know you need a nap today. Or, hey, whatever, sleep in. I'm going to take Addison to cheer first thing in the morning. I want you to sleep in because you had a really rough week. So we kind of have an understanding of each other, but overall, we like to be busy. But living off a checklist, again, she loves to be efficient, but Allison is very much of the, I'm not wasting life. I'm going to not stare at a TV or scroll. People will give her a hard time because she doesn't respond to text messages as fast. She's horrible at it.
My favorite gift to send to Allison is the Titanic. It's been 84 years.
Oh,
will text to me in like 2 days later.
Guys, she responds to stuff, and I'm like, I'll even say in the text message, like, Allison, I need to answer quick on this one. Like, I'll say, I need you to respond to this one. And then she'll respond like 45 minutes later. I'm like, Allison,
she's on island time.
I'm already gone. Like, it was like, she's.
What do you want from the sandwich shop?
Yeah. It's dinner. We're buying stuff for dinner now. Exactly.
Okay, go ahead.
That's exactly how she is. And her friends give her a hard time and everything else, but she is just not that way. She does not live on her phone. She's not someone that's on Instagram all the time. She's rarely on Facebook. I envy that about her because I get sucked into FaceTime or Facebook, and that's a big one for me. But I was hammering my kids. We were just in Chicago for my daughter's cheer event recently, and I remember hammering my son because of his screen time. I'm like, buddy, it is 2:00 in the afternoon, and you've been on your phone already for 6.5 hours. Yeah. And then again, I was nowhere near that, but I opened up mine just to kind of prove a point. Yeah. And it was like 3.5 hours. Sure. But that's exactly what I did. And I was like, okay, this is not a bad time to make this point. But Dylan had me show him, and I had spent an hour almost right on an hour. Now, the rest of the time was Outlook, emails, text messages for work, stuff like that, which he knows I have to do. But there was over an hour spent on Facebook. Yeah. And I thought to myself, like, okay, what could I have done with that hour? Like, I could have played a game with Dylan. I could have went to down in the hotel gym because he went to the gym. Read my 20 pages a day, right, to get to my 50 books for the year. and we make excuses for ourselves on a regular basis. And where do we put our time? And for me, I have to have that downtime. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it at all, right? Because I do it myself. I have to have days where I can watch a sporting event.
Right.
I like to watch a good movie every now and then. I like to scroll on Facebook just to kind of catch up with friends and post things, and I enjoy doing that. But at what degree does it become? It's consuming a lot of your time.
Comments on people's stuff is always the same, but I love it. It's always good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff.
Like your go-to stuff.
It is.
Like
it's good stuff.
For friends, family posts.
Good stuff. It cracks me. I love it because it's to the point. See, time efficiency, Elena. Good stuff. Good stuff.
I don't need to go in paragraph. I'll tell you what I see.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I love it. Yeah.
I think for me personally is I just don't like things being out of order. Like I used to hate when I'm like walking out the door to go to work and the trash guy is coming around, and now we're scrambling to get the trash out. So I'm like, why can't we just have a checklist for the night before when we know trash is the next morning? Hey, before we go to bed, these are the things we got to do.
Yeah.
Get all the trash out, get it by the curb. Or in the morning when Cam wakes up, that's the first thing we're doing. Because I hate scrambling for things. And it got to a point where I felt like my life was just constantly in a million directions. And I get told all the time, like when we started the podcast, they're like, how do you have the time?
I was told the same thing.
I'm making the time because this is something I want to do.
Correct.
So I guess it comes down to making the time. And you look at the workout time, right? Like I haven't been to my workouts in a few weeks. Why? Because I have made the choice to do other things with my time.
Right.
And I've made excuses, too, about working out.
Right. And we all do it. You make time for the things you want to do. And it's what's really takes the discipline is doing what you don't want to do, even when you don't want to do it. Like I hate working out, but I know I need to do it. And I know that I can be the person that I want to be for my kids and my wife and myself. I know I can look the way I want to look if I make that effort. For me, it's just because I just dislike doing it so much. It's the easiest one for me to make excuses why I don't want to do it. Now, I know that I'm making excuses on a regular basis, but when it comes to work, I will always make the time. When it comes to the podcast, I make the time. When it's for my wife or my kids, I make the time. So why is it that I can always figure out a way to make the time happen for the things that are the most important? You got to have a trigger of, okay, how do I make this one part of my life important? Something has to happen. And sometimes, unfortunately, what typically happens is you have a oh shit moment, excuse my language for listeners out there, but that's what it is. Yeah. Or it's a come to Jesus moment, or it's a I had a heart attack, or I can't, I'm physically I'm winded when I walk down the street. Like little things like that where you finally have that moment where you're just like, I'm tired of it. It now has to become important to me, and I've got to figure out a way, personally on that side.
I think so. I also saw this thing a couple weeks ago, and I think I sent it to you about laziness. People might not necessarily be lazy; they just might be lost.
No, you did send it to me. It was a great clip. It was a great clip.
Part of that is why do we procrastinate? We procrastinate because we don't have a plan.
Right.
So we're lost because we don't know what type of plan to create, and all of that comes to
it is, and you have to have that. But in my opinion, you also don't want to lose that spontaneity in life, right? Because like my wife hates surprises, she hates those type of things, and even though I think it's important because I think some of the best memories come when you fly off the seat of your pants, right? Some of those that, like when you did your Ireland trip, a few years back, and it was a complete last minute thing. And I hear you and Cole say all the time that was your best vacation by far.
Maybe that'll be my topic next week, just talking about that.
But you loved everything about it, and you did it without a plan. You did it without a checklist. You then made a checklist after you decided you wanted to do it, but the trip itself wasn't a plan. So I think it's a balance, and I think that's where Allison and I sometimes disagree, because she wants to be structured. She loves the list. She loves having the plan. She wants it to go smooth. And for me, I like having a splash of spontaneity in there. I love the fact to be able to do something nice for her, surprise her, just say, hey, leave this weekend open. Let me just plan everything. If I was to tell my wife that, she would lose her mind.
I would not trust Cole to plan.
There's no way. Now, what Allison would do is she'd go, okay, I'm going to plan the entire trip. I'll let you plan an event. I will give you a 3-hour gap, and That way, if it sucks, I only sacrifice 3 hours. That's what she would do.
What do we do for you guys in Aruba? We're like, men, you guys can plan what we eat for dinner tonight.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And guys, I truly love it because if you know our friend group, when we go on vacations, it's a true vacation for me. And I get given so much grief because I literally, without telling you guys a false statement here, have zero plan except for where we're going. I have no idea what we plan. I have no idea where we're eating. I don't know what the excursions are. I don't know what the events are. My wife does all that stuff because she knows what I like. She knows I'm going to have a good time no matter where I am. For me, it's about all the company I'm around. It's not about the destination. It's about the company. It's my friends that I know I'm going to have a good time with. No matter what, we're going to make the best of it. But I will tell you, it feels phenomenal. When you get to go on a vacation, it's phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. And I urge you guys to find that person in your life. Find that Allison or Elena that loves to plan everything. So you just get to go with the flow. Now, I will tell you, the vacations are fantastic.
People might be listening to me like, oh, they're crazy. I don't want to go on vacation with them. But I will say, it's to build an outline.
That's it.
We don't go on vacation like, guys, 6:30, wake up.
No, not at all.
15 minutes.
No.
There might be times when we wake up that morning.
We'll give you till 7.
This was on our plan. But this will be at 6:59, guys. This is on our plan, but we can skip it this way.
Well, and like I said, for us, it's like I look at, we've done and we travel with a lot of good friend group. Our friend group has gotten pretty decent, especially when I travel. I think we're phenomenal travelers. But a lot of the people that go with us love the fact that Allison and yourself, Krista, Connie are over planners, right? Because you guys love it. You guys enjoy it. You guys enjoy looking into it. They like to have multiple events where they call it vacation planning nights, which is just nights to drink more wine so they can say they accomplished something. So it's a win-win for them too. And then the rest of us just get to show up on these vacations and have a great time. But for us, it's about go if you want to go. Yeah. If you don't want to, you're not taking anything away from me. If you want to sleep until noon, sleep until noon. If you want to enjoy it, if you want to come on this thing, you're more than welcome. If you don't, cool. We'll see you when we see you. Because again, at the end of the day, people are spending their money and they want to they want to do what they want with their time. And if they're spending their money on vacation, their hard-earned money, they should be able to spend their time where they want to spend their time, and vice versa. But don't make me feel bad because I want to go do something, right? I want to get out of the house before noon. I've traveled with people like that too that want to get up. They take their time. They sleep in every single day. By the time you make breakfast, it's almost lunchtime. Then you're still talking about what you're going to do for the day. And then by the time you actually get dressed and finally get ready to go, it's 1:30 in the afternoon. And then you're talking about, okay, well, dinner's going to be in 6 hours. So how much can you actually freaking do? I don't get it.
Time for a snack.
Yeah, exactly.
Now it's 3 o'clock.
Lots of brunches. We have lots of brunches on these trips.
I'm the brunch queen.
Yeah, but exactly. There you go. Yeah. So if you travel with us, you may get 1 day to sleep in out of 7, maybe 2. But other than that,
you really sleep in?
No. And then we're up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
We'll sleep in, and then we all wake up at 6:30 because of our lives back home, or the time change, whatever it be. No, I think time management is a very important thing. To, of course, just be more efficient with your time. We have so limited time. Well, and not just time, it's time that is awake, time of the sunlight.
Correct.
I'm not a late night person, I am the youngest of our group of friends, and I'm the first to be like, "Yeah, ready for bed." Yeah, her and Tina are on the same. The old woman, 8:30. I don't mind. I used to do the 5 a.m. workouts. I just don't do it now because I don't want to go to bed an hour after my son goes to bed. I want to wind down, enjoy time with my husband. Yeah. Now that he's in a different career path, so I can do that because he's not getting home at 10. Right. Right. So I made the time change to work out at a later time. Yep. I can't do so. This is how my brain works. You ready? I'm ready. Let's okay. The 5 a.m. workout worked because I could do 5 to 6. My kid wakes up at 6:30. Then I take that time, that hour, to get dressed, read my book, get him to school. Right. Then I'm back in time to eat breakfast and then start to work at 8:45. Mm-hmm. Right. Now, this is where things have changed. But think about how much you just accomplished until at 8:45 in the morning. Yeah. And a lot of you guys that are listening are still asleep. Waking up. Yeah, correct. Now that I don't do 5 a.m. workout, I was like, okay, so I can't do 5 a.m. because I don't want to work out 4:30 because I don't want to wake up. I don't want to go to bed at 9:30. Mm-hmm. Okay, or 9 o'clock because I can't be an Ellison. I need 7 to 8 hours of sleep to function. So I was like, okay, so the next time frame would be 6:15 because I'd have to keep everything consistent with Orange Theory and gym. Well, if I do 6:15 to 7:15, my kid wakes up at 6:30. I'm not getting home at 7:30. That's an hour wasted with my son in the morning when he goes to school at 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
So now I don't get to see my son every morning during the week. That makes it, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So now I have to push my workouts through 7:30. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now instead of getting things done after my workout, I have to wake up early enough to get my things before my workout, deal with my son, take him to school, go to my workout, get home, and I'm still doing what I need to do to get started at 8:45, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's all about shifting things around.
And it's again, and you're right, and it's time, and it's constantly changing. Like you just said, it's constantly changing because where you are in your life is constantly changing.
And next thing I know, I'll have a baby, and my whole schedule.
Now everything's screwed up. Absolutely, or a career changes, or a shift changes, or you move, like you said, you change. You know, you have a newborn child, and all of a sudden, you know, Keen's on a different schedule. Sleep schedules are different.
I do it with Keen going to jiu-jitsu at 4 o'clock. It is hard to get off work at 3:30, take my kid to jiu-jitsu at 4, but I've had to be more efficient with my time between 9 and 3.
Well, you can still get accomplished. And I can also make the argument that you probably get more accomplished from 9 to 3 than most people get in an 8 or 9 hour day, right? So it just depends on how fast and efficient you are with your time, how much work you get done. I know that I can do the work of 2 or 3 people typically, and it's not a pat on my back or a toot to the horn. I work at a very high pace. I always have, and that's just a luxury that I have. Other people aren't that way. It's bad. It's sometimes a problem, but I work at an extremely fast pace, but I love it. And like that energy carries me through my day, right? I don't like going slow on things. I like going fast on things, and that's just who I am, right? So it's full throttle. I tell my guys, it's full throttle. There's a lot of things we have to get done. So I know that I can get my day done. And what most people would do in an 8 to 9 hour day, I can easily accomplish in 5 to 6 hours. Now I work 9 to 10. So I always look at it as, okay, if I work 9 to 10 hours, how much further am I ahead than anybody else of my coworkers or any of my competitors out there? Because I'm now doing double the work, if not triple the work that these guys are doing in one day. I'm doing in one day what they takes them 3. Okay. So that's another way for me to win and to kind of separate myself from our competition. So that's how my mind works, right? Yeah. So I've got the similar schedule to you. Get up early, but I also think about, okay, what can I get done while other people are sleeping? Right? When I have less distractions, less emails, less phone calls, less noise, less whatever, right? Yep. So again, it's all about balance. And for me, it's okay for the people that, like my guys, will complain about where they're at, or they want to pick up an extra side hustle, or, you know, where do they have time to learn, or where do they, you know, perfect their craft? And I'll ask them, I'll say, well, how much time do you spend playing video games? How much time do you spend watching Yellowstone? How much time do you spend watching these new things? They'll say, I'm like, guys, I don't watch a lot of TV. Yeah. Like I really don't. Like I'm not into any series. And again, to each his own. I love watching a good program. Yeah. I enjoy a good movie. If I watch TV, it's a sporting event because I love sports. So that's usually where I'm like, okay, I'm going to spend my TV time on that type of stuff because I'm trying to do things, prepare for this podcast, think about, because I believe, again, this is just where I want my time spent. Yeah. You may want your time spent doing that, but I do. Might be your own downtime. It is. And you do need some down, and everyone needs downtime. Don't burn yourself out. You know, work hard. Don't burn yourself out, because burnout is a real thing. It's happened to me to where you're just mentally, it always happens. It happens to me every year where I hit a point where I'm like, I am mentally exhausted. Yeah, I have no more to give. You just say to yourself, I have no more to give. So you have to have those vacations. You have to have that downtime. You have to have those outlets. You have to have a hobby, which, you know, do something that you enjoy doing. But again, ask yourself the question, am I spending too much time doing it? Right. Did it go from an hour of watching TV every day to 3 hours of watching TV every day? Did it go from an hour on Instagram to 3 hours on Instagram? And then those same people are saying, I don't have time to learn a new trait. I don't have time to learn a new skill. I don't have time to start a new business. I don't have time to read. I don't have time to travel. I don't have time to go do this. No, I don't have time to work out. You have the time. I don't have time to cook healthy. I need to go fast food. I have to go grab fast food because it's convenient, right? Because I don't want to have to go to the store to plan my meals out to cook. And again, it's all about where you choose to spend your time. So you have to break it down. And again, guys, this is just us giving you guys our advice, giving you guys things that work for us. It doesn't mean that means that this is who you need to be. This is just, if you find yourself saying, you know what, I'm not where I want to be, I want to learn something different. I want to get a raise at work. I want to become more valuable to my boss. I want to start my own company. I want to learn a new language. I want to learn a new skill. I want to pick up a new hobby. Change where you spend your time and change but you have to make it a priority and you have to stick to that, or else what happens is you deviate from the plan and you just get sucked right back into your normal thing.
Yeah. And I've been there.
All of us have. Guys, this happens to me every year, if not every month. At some points, I got to constantly bring myself back into it, like the gym. Like you just said, I've let it slip for the last month, and I was doing pretty decent with it. I tried to go at least 3 days a week, and then 3 days a week became 2 days a week. Because guess what? The first thing that got backburnered was the thing that wasn't appealing to me.
That's the problem with working out. To me, I prioritize everything, and I'm like, well, I'd rather succeed in real estate and get my networking thing going, and this podcast, and write my children's books, and do this. And working out is just at the bottom. Yeah. And it's stupid because I'm so happy after a workout.
Every time I do it, I love it. But you're pushing yourself to
I hate
do
it during the workout.
You do, but it's like it's like the cold plunge thing you talk about, right? Like I got into it this morning. It was freaking 40 degrees in that water. Oh yeah, I still do it pretty much every single day. But what ends up happening is you have to push yourself to do it. Then I'm so grateful once I do. It's just like the gym when I was traveling, for my daughter's cheer comp, and my son pushed me. He's like, "Dad, let's go down and lift some weights. Let's go down for 20 minutes." We ended up being there for 40 minutes. So not only did I do double the time I went there, he drug me to it, and then by the end of it, my body was super sore. But and then I got one-on-one time with my son. Yeah. So it's like I got this connection with my son. I'm going with my daughter and my son today. So all three of us are going to go. So you start going, okay, I'm starting to go, what's the trigger point? Now I'm trying to figure out how do I make it important to me? Well, I make it important to me because I don't want to go to the gym, but I want time with my kids. Yeah. So if my kids are willing to spend that time with me to go to the gym together, then I got to figure out how to do it and make it a priority. And then I guarantee you when I go today, I'll be like, man, I'm so glad I went.
Keyword prioritize. Like even I get a hard time that I put in an online grocery order and I do the pickup. Why? Because it takes me 30 minutes to figure out to put the order in. Then I schedule it specifically when I know I'm going to be driving by to pick it up. It takes me 10 minutes to pull in, wait for them to pick it up. Or it could take me an hour at the grocery store. And I can't, while I'm sitting in their car, I can email and do whatever while they're bringing my groceries out. Yeah.
And like I said, technology, right? I mean, Alice does it all the time. But when we talk about things, I'm not a big fan of it. It's not something that intrigues me. Yeah. But it has allowed us to be so much more efficient with our time. So when you're able to do these type of things that frees up more time for you, I would urge you guys to use that time that's going to truly benefit you long term. Give yourself plenty of downtime too. Make sure you have that. This is not calling people out for, what we all do it. I'm just saying.
I played Zelda for 3 hours last month.
There you go. See, good for you. Yeah. I watch golf and watch Mason Management, and I drift off to a nice nap, and I wake up and it's good. The best thing is a Sunday nap watching golf when everyone else is out of the house.
I was a napper.
I'm a power nap. Yeah, it's all about 30 minutes. If I start to drift to sleep, I literally will set my timer for 30 minutes because it wakes me up for the rest of the day and I'm good to go. If I sleep longer than that, I'm groggy. I feel like crap. So anyway.
Push through it. Pump that caffeine.
Yeah, there you go.
That's why I take this for so long. It takes 4 hours to sip on that coffee. Yeah. It's just constant.
Still coffee, but anyway, guys, like I said, I'm glad hopefully you found the topic. I thought it was a good one because again, we get asked on a regular basis. To Elena's point, how do you do it? And I think I'm a busy person, and then like you said, you hear her talk about writing children's books, and she has book clubs. I don't have any other social things that I do. So aside from hanging out with my buddies every now and then, you still have also clubs that you're part of. So. It's a lot to juggle, and it may sound like we're crazy, but I do think that overall, I think when people start to adapt to it and they start to be busier, they actually want to believe it. You're happier because I know that I'm happier
doing something
when I'm always busy. You feel so much more productive, which makes you feel better inside. It gives you a sense of accomplishment, which feels fantastic. Yeah. So for us, like I said, we like to be busy, but I also like the feeling of being busy. And I do believe there's a reward for being busy You just have to see it in your side, or you have to get it in your head. There is a reward for.
But you just got to find a balance too, because some people get caught up, and that's when that burnout happens.
Yeah, you don't want to go too crazy. Like I said, like everything else we talk about, it's all about balance, right?
You can accomplish a lot more in the day that you think you can.
That was the point of this conversation.
Prioritize.
That was the plan of this conversation. Was how much time are you spending doing other things when you can make yourself do be better and
be better.
Be better, guys. Just be better, man.
You got this.
Yeah, 100%.
Ryan, be better.
I'm told that all the time. Always working on me. That is.
These t-shirts are still coming.
Yeah, be the buffalo and always working on me. That's the thing. Yeah, that's what I told you. My wife will tell you that.
Well, we will see you guys next week.
Yes.
And if you have a topic in mind that you want me to ask Ryan, send us a DM on the Instagram. He doesn't know how to work those things.
Yeah, she's the technology person.
I'm the social media manager of the podcast.
Yeah, see, she has more work. I have to throw her a bottle of bourbon and a bottle of wine every now and then. So thank you.
Has to be hot when I get here to record.
That's again, those are the trade-offs I can make happen. So thank you guys for listening to us. Please continue to like our page, share our page, rate our page. Again, here I am asking for that stuff. But truly, guys, the more this pops up on the more feeds, the more people that we could potentially help.
We're about to hit our 6-month mark.
It's pretty awesome. Yes. Season 2, 6 months, multiple episodes in. I always feel so much better after I have these conversations. Okay. Elena makes me learn so much and allows me to think differently, which is why we wanted to start this. We wanted to start it for you. So,
all right, we appreciate y'all.
Catch you next time.